This is MCA practice problems 36 through 39, the final 4 problems of the packet. Number 36 says, use a graph below to answer question 36. The point A is translated to the left 4 units and up 3 units. How far is image A from the original point A? So what they want us to do is go through and move this left 4 and up 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and up 3 puts me here to my new point, which we'll call A prime. It went left 4, up 3. That's 4 units. This is 3. And I realize that that gives us a right triangle. Well, that'll help us find. It says find the longest distance. They want us to find x here, the distance from A to the new point. That's a right triangle, so we can go ahead and use the Pythagorean Theorem, which is 3 squared plus 4 squared is going to be the hypotenuse squared, which is x squared. Do your math. This is 9 plus 16 is equal to x squared. This is 25, which is x squared. And I'm looking for x, so I need to find the square root, which gives me x being 5 units. So my answer here is going to be C as in cat. Let's say you forgot about the Pythagorean theorem and you said, I remember the distance formula. These actually relate to each other. The distance formula is equal to the square root of the two coordinates. Let's look at these two coordinates. This is going to be 2 minus 1 as a coordinate. This coordinate here is going to be minus 2, 2. And when you go through these and look at these two coordinates, let's go through and do the distance formula using them. Let's do x1 minus x2. So 2 minus a minus 2. So 2 minus a minus 2 squared plus the y subtracted, which is minus 1. And I have to go the same direction. I went this 2 minus this 2. So I need to do minus 1 minus 2 minus 1 minus a positive 2 and square it. So the distance is equal to, let's do the math here, 2 minus a minus 2, those two make it a positive, so 4 squared is 16, plus minus 1 plus a negative 2 is a minus 3 squared, but that is 9 when you square them. Be careful, when you square minus 3 on your calculator, make sure you put it in parentheses, minus 3 or negative 3, close parentheses, and then square it. Otherwise, it'll do it the order of operations wrong. It gives me 16 plus 9, which is 25, and the square root of 25 for our distance is 5. We got the same answer either way, but that's why the distance formula and the Pythagorean theorem correlate. They are one and the same. Number 37, a small plane needs to refuel approximately halfway to its destination. It takes off from its base located at 7, minus 2 on a coordinate grid, and its destination is located at minus 3, 6. Which of the following locations is closest to halfway? Halfway, that tells me we are working with the midpoint formula, which, to refresh our memory, is the average of the x's, so x1 plus x2, divided by 2, the average of the x's, comma, because we want a coordinate, y1 plus y2, or average of the y's, divided by 2. That gives us a coordinate. So at this point, we just need to fill it in. We got 7 plus the minus 3 cut in half. That's this 7 and this minus 3 are x values, comma, our y values, which is minus 2 and 6. Minus 2 plus 6 cut in half. This gives us 4 on top, so 4 over 2, which is 2, comma, minus 2 plus 6 is 4 over 2, which is also 2. So our midpoint formula, our midpoint formula is going to create the midpoint point itself at 2, 2. So which coordinate is closest to what we are looking for? And that is A. This one is closest to 2.2, comma 2. 38. A commercial artist has a sketch of a rectangular logo that is 7 inches high. She needs to proportionally reproduce the logo on a sign that is 8 feet high. The sketch of the logo contains a letter M that is 5 inches tall. To the nearest tenth of a foot, how tall will the letter M be on the larger sign? You read it, you go, what? Draw a picture. It'll make the difference. A commercial artist has a sketch of a rectangular logo that is 7 inches high. So let's just say here's our picture, and that is 7 inches high. She needs to proportionally reproduce the logo on a sign that is 8 feet high. In other words, she needs to blow it up so that it is 8 feet high. But 8 feet, we are dealing with 7 inches here. So let's go ahead and convert 8 feet. So 8 feet times 12 inches per foot gives us 96 inches. So that means this is going to be 96 inches high. Convert it so that everything is in the same amount of units. That is going to be key here. Why did I choose inches? Because the sketch of the logo contains a letter M that is 5 inches tall. So I know they are working with the letter M. And within that, we know that that letter M is 5 inches tall. To the nearest tenth of a foot, how tall will the letter M be on the larger sign? So in other words, if I blow up this letter M, they're asking us to find how tall will that letter be. We'll call it X. When you have two shapes that are similar, everything is in proportion. In other words, our heights are in proportion. So 7 is to 96. This 7 and this 96, that represents both heights, is equal to, a proportion is just two ratios that are the same. I went small to big, so I need to go small to big with the M letter as well. So 5 is to X. When I'm done with this scenario or this setup, I see I've got one variable, and that's X. Let's cross multiply. So 7X equals 96 times 5, which is 480. Divide by 7 to get X by itself. And I get X is 68.57. So I go to look up here and I say 68.57. Ooh, I don't see my answer anywhere. That's key because they are asking for feet. This is in inches. Remember, we converted everything to inches back here. So what I need to do is unconvert this or reconvert the 68.57 inches to feet. So 68.57 divided by 12 inches per foot gives me 5.71 feet. So now let's go back. My answer is going to be B as in boy, because 5.7 matches up with the 5.7 feet. Number 39. A family is carpeting 2 rectangular rooms. They have chosen carpeting that costs the same amount per square yard for each room. A 12-foot by 15-foot carpet for the bedroom costs $600. If the dimensions of the living room are 20 feet by 18 feet, what will it cost to carpet the living room? All right, so let's again go back and let's draw out the picture. I know that the first room is 15 by 12 and it costs $600. They have told us that. They're saying, what will it cost to do the living room that is 20 feet by 18 feet? And these were all in feet, so we're okay there. So what we need to do is find the area. The area of the first one is 12 times 15, or a total of 180 square feet. The area of the second one is going to be 20 times 18, which is 360 square feet. Well, it'd be nice to know how much we charge, or they charge per square foot. So what I need to do is take my $600 that they found, 600, and my 180. $600 costs 180, or for 180 square feet. So 600 divided by 180 is $3.33 per square foot. Well, if my living room is 360 square feet, I can just go ahead and multiply that by $3.33 per square foot. And when you multiply that out, you get $1,198.80. What is that closest to? 1,200. So D would be our best answer here. Now some of you might have noticed this is 180 square feet. And this, for the living room, was 360 square feet. Well, 180 times 2 is 360. If this costs $600, I can multiply that by 2, and I know that the living room is going to cost double, or about $1,200. Depends on how you saw it. Either way, you're going to get your answer D. That gives you the answers and the work for numbers 36 through 39 of the MCA practice problems.